Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are still here at the New York Auto Show. Of course, we had to stop at the Chevrolet booth because this thing got my attention. What is it? This is your refresh, updated, changed up 2025 Chevy Tahoe. This particular one is the sporty truck SUV. This is the RST trim. But before we get into this full-size, full-on SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Lots of changes in the full-size segment. Many of them are super improvements, especially with the Chevys, the GMCs, and the Cadillacs when it comes to technology. Wait until I show you what's on the interior, but also some style changes to the exterior. Now, Tahoe has some tough competition, not only from GMC, like I said, its sister brand, but also from the hometown rival, the Ford Expedition. What I want to find out is, if you're going to go Tahoe, many different trims to go. Do you go RST over an Expedition? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Tahoe and find out. Right off the bat, the color, radiant red, really looks superb on this Chevy. And I'm not really a big red SUV guy, but it really works on this vehicle. Now up front is where you're gonna immediately see the changes. LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, and more daytime running lamp with your turn signals. This is part of the refresh. You do have your corner air curtains that are functional with some gloss black. And then working our way down, I really love the way they sculpted everything. They cleaned up the look to not make it look so much like a Transformer. RST gives you some nice gloss black accents and LED fog lamps. That is another thing that gives you that extra lighting when you're going down the road, and also nice to see because not all SUVs have fog lights anymore. Now, as we come across that main gloss black grille, you're gonna get the blacked out bow tie, Louis Chevrolet, all the way back to the early 1900s, forward-facing camera, gloss black on your grille, radiant red color match, and then here's where the zonk comes into play. Because this has the 6.2 liter V8 underneath the hood, this is all blocked off. I wish that they would give it a unique lower grille area rather than just use the same one across all three engines. If you get the turbo diesel, the Duramax, this is functional on the bottom. But let me know what you think about the face of this RST. Now, as we rise up, you got that big aircraft carrier style hood, nice little rise there, and then it disappears as you go towards the windshield. Underneath the hood, you're still gonna get three engine choices. Ours is a 6.2 liter V8, that's 420 horsepower. You could go with a 5.3 liter V8, naturally aspirated, 355 horsepower, or you could go with the 3 liter Duramax turbo diesel engine that has more horsepower and more torque than last year. All three are bolted to a 10-speed automatic. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working wheel and tire? All new for 2025, New York manhole cover style wheels. This is 24 inches carbon flash metallic paint, machined aluminum. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the tire size? You're looking at 285 on the width and a rubber band thin 40 series sidewall. Love the way they paint everything radiant red around the fender openings, no flat black whatsoever. Let me know what you think about these wheels. I would hate to drive this thing in New York, but boy, on the show floor, they look fantastic. I mean, they're ginormous and very, very nice touch on this RST. Now, coming down the side of the vehicle, you have color matched on the mirror caps, 360-degree cameras. We got the Tahoe badge in gloss black. And then you'll notice that we have fixed running boards. And one of the things that they do on the RST is give you a little bit of gloss black along the bottom. That's RST only. Up top, you're gonna get the gloss black roof rails, get your crossbars. You could do it like Clark Griswold did in National Lampoon's Vacation. Get your Aunt Edna, or whatever your aunt's name is, and strap her up to that cargo basket, go down the road to Wally World. Coming down the rest of the vehicle, love the way they did the black trim. That's all part of RST. Coming to the rear quarter window, good size, no trim around it, only along the top. And then as we come around back, I'm so happy that Chevy does this. You have no exposed wiper. The wiper is hidden underneath that long roof spoiler, so it's gonna swoop down to clean the glass. For 2025, they updated, did some gloss black along the midsection here with our blacked out bow tie, the Tahoe name blacked out, and then there it is, RST, Rally Sport Truck. Even though this is an SUV, T stands for truck. It's not an RSS. Working your way down, we got that quad tip exhaust, nice stainless steel tips, staggered tips coming out the back, let that V8 sing. And then of course, this comes off and you have your full towing capability. With this being a 6.2 liter V8, you can tow about 8,200 pounds. If it's not four-wheel drive, you could tow up to 8,400 pounds if it's just rear-wheel drive, because you could get this rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside so I can show you the changes for 2025. All right, guys, we're inside this refresh updated 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe, this being the RST trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this big bad mamma jamma? MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, you're basically looking right around $80,000. Quite a bit of money, but you know what? Everything is so freaking expensive today. So you can't say one thing's expensive and one isn't, because they're all expensive. But let's see how it compares to that Expedition, to the door panels. I like RST, super clean. You're gonna get that nice kind of smoke gray trim, a little bit of aluminum style finish. There is gloss black by the door handle to pop the door open, but it shouldn't be a fingerprint problem because you're not gonna be touching it. I love the red contrast stitching, soft touch on the armrest. Of course, you're gonna have your falafel holder in the center. Here in New York City, you could get every type of food that you could think of. There's a place out front selling hot, fresh falafel right out of the cart. Down below, that's where you're gonna be able to get your Italian sub. Ask them for extra sauce on it, because that's where it's gonna get really wet and greasy, almost where it soaks through the bun. That's how you know how you have a good Italian sub, when it soaks right through the bread. We do have the Bose sound system, and then going from the Bose sound system to the dash. Love the way for 2025 they updated the materials. Look at the nice perforations. It's soft touch. Stitching is nice. There's that smoke gray finish, not just gloss black. More trim, more stitching over here too. That's how you do the stitching. Now, as you slide in, I would love to show this and turn it on, but we can't because we're at the auto show. But do know and do believe when I say this is a 17.7-inch infotainment system. It's going to handle everything, of course. I also think it's so smart the way they still have physical knobs and switchgear for the AC controls. You got wireless charging, USB-A, USB-C, and this is where you could put your pickle in a bag. Always want to have a pickle in a bag as an emergency when you're driving. Down below, you have a banana hammock, so you can slide your banana in there. Just make sure your banana is not too big. 2 cup holders. That's carbon flash metallic. It's not just gloss black, it's carbon flash metallic. This does have the power sliding center console, which remember I showed you that in other Tahoe and Suburban videos. You could hide your things that you want to hide in there. All depends on what you're doing. I'm not asking any questions, so you don't have to tell me any lies. Flip this up. Easily you could put, I would say, 6 I Love New York mugs. If you come to New York, you gotta go home with something that says, I love New York. If you don't, they break your kneecaps at the airport on your way home. So what I would do is buy yourself the 6 mugs, and then you're fully covered. Seats, the leather, the piping, the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, panoramic sunroof, and you also, I promise, this is a digital rearview mirror. It's all by the flip of a switch. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this Tahoe. All right, guys, come on in. It's the business time in the Tahoe. Down below, you do have your Chevrolet aluminum sill plate. Nice to welcome you. You got all your seat controls. They are full power, which is nice. Seats have been revamped, so they're more supportive, they're softer, and they feel good. The seats. This is a steering wheel, guys. I'm sitting in a seat. Leather wrapped with the red stitching. You'll also notice this has optional Super Cruise, probably the best autonomous hands-free driving you're gonna find. You have an 11-inch digital gauge cluster. You know why I can't turn it on. Ours has the 4x4, so you're just gonna do 4 high, 4 low, 2 high. You got your mode selector switch. This is for your headlights. And then, of course, having that manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel is nice to have as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the mid-row and the third row and see how much room we have in this Tahoe. All right, guys, mid-row time. And just like up front, they revamped the seats in the mid-row section as well. I love the nice red stitching. Of course, it's all manual controls, but you can slide, and you could also recline these seats. And of course, you got the beefy captain's chair armrest. Flips out of the way. On the back of the seats, you do have the optional entertainment system, 12-inch screens, 2 of them. Love the way you could kind of pivot it up or down. And this is all wireless kind of stuff. So you could be watching your favorite show on Prime Video and then come and watch it in the car. Another thing is that hopefully your kids will shut up the whole way on a big family road trip. I remember when I was a kid, we didn't have fancy screens or anything. We were given a stick and told to shut up. So that's how it worked. Pockets, lots of room. You could put 2 slices of New York pizza. If you put the pizza back here, you gotta do something to do it right. You gotta fold it. If you don't fold your New York pizza, you're doing it wrong. And I'm telling you right now, if you use a fork and knife to eat your pizza, you'll be swimming with the fishes. I promise you that. Now, the back of the command center here, you do have your AC controls, blower fan, temp gauge. Those are HDMIs, 2 USB-Cs, and a home power source. And like I said, the seats, they do slide, which is great, and they also do recline quite a bit. And we're gonna do this all in one shot. So I'm gonna take this seat, we're gonna slide it up a little bit, and then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna do this, and now Lori has plenty of room to come back here, and we could showcase just how nice it is to sit in the third row. Plenty of room back here, seats feel good, I got USB-Cs, I got air vents, so we're good to go in this third row. But why don't we go ahead, ooh, that rhymed. We're good to go in this third row. Why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area and see the next time you go to Home Depot, how many hose you could put in your Tahoe. All right guys, cargo area time. We're gonna hit the button, nice electric assist. And what you're gonna be greeted to is over 20 cubic feet of space with that third row up. Now on the passenger side is where you're gonna find all the goodies. What do we got going on here? You got a home power source with a little trap door. You also have your switch gear to fold down all the seats. So I'm gonna go ahead, look at that. Look how fast it is. Nice. And then of course that mid row will fold down. This is where you could go to Home Depot, get your sheets of plywood, get of course your big bundle of hose and all your gardening supplies and shove them into your Tahoe. But you know what? I love coming to auto shows. No matter what's going on, no matter how many times you gotta hit a button, the auto shows are where it's really at because the atmosphere, everything is new, fresh, and exciting. But this Tahoe definitely has some changes. Are they enough to go up against the Expedition? Let me know what you think, especially with those 24-inch wheels. You better get wheel insurance and tire insurance on those. But let me know in the comment section. Are you going Tahoe? Are you going Expedition? Or are you just not going, period? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta get up to LGR, man. She does the magic like a wizard. So thank you, Lori. You bring out the song in me. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.